I'm Molly here with Rose City RV of Michigan, and today we're going to look at the all-new Puma Camping Edition 283 BHCE. Is this the correct model for you, you may ask? Here are 5 key specifications to help you decide. This model can sleep up to 10 people, has a weight of 6,026 pounds, has an overall length of 30 feet 9 inches, and has a height of 10 feet 11 inches, and features 1 slide out. So let's take a look inside. Okay, welcome inside everybody. Like I mentioned, this is a all new product line for the 2025. I'm sure there's some of them out there, but we have not had an opportunity to sell them yet because it's not quite our selling season. Now, we're gonna start here in the back. You can see we have full over full bunks. These are going to give you sleeping for 4 children or 2 adults. You can easily put 1 adult or 2 kids on those. Underneath of that, we have our converter location. That's where all our fuses and breakers are going to be located. So in the event that you need to get in there, you can do that. Next to our bunks, we have our bathroom located here. I like how they did not put a tub in this one. That was a common thing. They always put tubs in everything. Nobody ever used the bathtub, and it just made that extra step to get in. So I do like the way they configured the shower. So these camping editions are definitely going to be structured towards the budget-friendly option. I love that idea. Not everybody needs every single option that's out there. Let's get camping more affordable so that way we can get more people doing it. So that's kind of what they've done with this. You'll notice things that they've done to make this cheaper and lighter. They've eliminated slide windows here, so there's nothing in the side here. That's not something most people would notice. That's going to save you and them some money. One thing on the outside, which I'm going to point out, they did not cheapen up on the awning, and that is one thing I always explain to them is if you're gonna make something budget friendly, don't cheapen up on the awning. Everybody spends time outside. That's what they're doing when they're camping. So I'm glad to see they didn't do that with this model. Another thing I like about this model is that they opened up this door frame. Traditionally, you'd have the TV, which is here, and then you'd have the side door here, and that really makes that that bedroom area small. So the parents, the ones that are making the payments and making the sacrifices to take their kids camping, they deserve to have some space too. So I like the way they did that. Also, that puts the TV directly across from the couch. It's just more comfortable viewing. Anymore, they're trying to figure out more ways to do that. So I like the way they did that. Now, these countertops here are this gray color too. I believe they did this last year. They're not going to be a like a Corian countertop, but they're going to have a solid surface so you don't have those seams, those rubber seams around the edges. Cheaper version, but again, super user-friendly. Will last a long time in comparison to the other style. And then still using this nice sink here with the sprayer. Got a balloon on there now just to catch that antifreeze because everybody likes to come in here and push those buttons. So you're going to notice some budget-friendly things, and even if you don't notice, I'm going to try to point some of those out, but that's just kind of where we start. So that's that. Getting back to this area here, we have a large pantry here. It's pretty basic. I like how they left the bottom open. You could easily put a coat hanger in there and hang clothes. You can use it as a shoe kick, store your shoes in there, whatever you need to do. Inside the slide out, we have our booth dinette. This is where you can also sleep people. Typically kids here or 1 shorter adult, and then same thing with the couch there. We listed as sleeping 10 people, so you can if you really want to. We have our 12-volt Furrion fridge located right here, and this is going to open up on both sides, which I like a lot. And then the freezer opens up with a nice slider there. Moving over here, another place that they're saving money, you're not getting an oven. I'll tell you, 95% of the people that I've done business with do not seem to use that oven. So I like that option. Get rid of the oven, give us that space. This gives you that nice utensil space. And I do like how they did put the dividers. Again, that's just one of those functionality things I'm glad to see that they're doing. Up here we have our range and our vent fan along with our microwave. Microwave's like a standard microwave. Underneath of the sink here, we have our pot and pan storage. Now, with moving the bedroom area, you're losing that kitchen space there. But like I was just mentioning to Dakota, like in my small travel trailer, I don't use a ton of cabinet space. Everything is small in mine. You just don't seem to use it. Paper plates, plastic utensils, that's what everybody wants to use nowadays. So giving up that space so you can get that TV across from the couch there, I think that's a good trade-off. Now, underneath of our couch here, we do have a little storage as well. So that's kind of nice. So you could put some totes in there if you need some more kitchen space. And then our jackknife sofa, like I mentioned, you can sleep people there. And then we've got our center fold down here. You can just put some drinks or whatever you need to there, since you don't have any side tables. Along with a little USB charging port here. Now, underneath the booth dinette too, they did not cheap out. They gave you an outlet. That's not something 5 years ago you would have seen them do. So I like that too. You get pleated shades in these, which they've used forever. Nothing wrong with that. They've eliminated the day-night. Saves a little bit on weight and money as well. Now, on the back side of the kitchen, you do have a little bit more storage as well. And this will be accessed the same from front and back. And then a nice big drawer down there as well. So even though they've eliminated this, they've kind of added, and like I said, you can make some storage under the couch if you want. In the bedroom, it's fairly small, but at least you can get around. We've got hang space like we do traditionally on both sides. Underneath, you're going to have some storage underneath of the bed here. So that's that, and then you're going to have that pass-through storage on the outside that we will show you. Emergency exit window in here as well. That's also functional. So you can get that cross breeze. Okay, so let's check out the monitor panel. The monitor panel, Puma usually puts right by the door. I do like this because you can run that slide button and run that awning button from right inside the door. You can see what you're doing. So our monitors here, it's going to show you all your tank monitors, our water pump switch, our water heater switch. That's going to be the gas switch only, okay? The 110 option, which I believe this is a gas only water heater, which we'll check that out on the outside. Then we have our main living room light, a porch light, and an awning light. Underneath of that, we have a radio. So many brands have eliminated the radios. They apparently think people don't need those anymore. I love that they offer a radio in this. I don't think that we're ready to give up the radios. At least I'm not anyway. So let's go take a look outside. Okay, starting up here by our pass-through storage. So this is going to give us pass-through up under the bed there. That goes all the way through. So you get that nice outside storage. This is going to be solar on the side. I've mentioned this in a lot of different videos that does not have voltage regulation in it, so if you do add that outside solar panel, make sure you get that built in. Our side marker lights that we decided to light up today just kind of gives it a nice pop. You can do that on your campsite if you'd like. Solid step. One thing Puma does is they add that engraved Puma. Just kind of nice little clean look there. Next to the door here, we have our outside TV bracket, so you can take that inside TV and put it outside if you're interested. Then we have our coax for our outside TV if need be, along with that 110 power, so you can plug that TV in. So this is going to be the freshwater connection, not the city water connection, even though they look exactly the same. You're going to want to hook up to that to fill your onboard tank and use your water pump to draw the water out of here and provide water to your sinks and your toilet. Big thing about this is if you're camping somewhere where they do not have water pressure, where you can't hook up to the hose, then filling up that onboard tank is not something that is easy. We made a little pump kit that we have another video on that. You can see, you can build one on your own, but I don't love that they do this, because those of us that like to rustic camp here in northern Michigan, there's a ton of rustic camping. This output is really not my favorite. So there is a way to get around it, and we'll show you that. Our furnace exhaust, this is on the door side. One thing to remember, do not put anything in front of that, okay? That gets hot when that is on. We have illuminated the fender skirt on this model. To be honest with you, I don't hate that idea. Fender skirts get brittle and crack in time. Do they look better? Yes, but 5 years down the road, you won't have to deal with that. So that's a nice thing. Now, low point drain here is located up underneath. That's going to be for winterization, draining that water system. Moving along here, I really like that they chose to put the outside kitchen on this floor plan. This is a cost factor, obviously. You've got additional appliances and just more labor to get it done, but everybody spends time outside. Having that outside fridge, having that outside cooktop, little sink, it's amazing how much you'll actually use that. So I like that they didn't eliminate it on this one, especially you have kids. This is a floor plan that you definitely have with kids. You're able to wash your hands and get by that way. Drawer located right up under here. Storage drawer just kind of gives you that utensil space. Another thing that Puma does, and I haven't really seen any other brands doing it, is they put this seasoning sticker on here for your griddle top. And I know that seems like you can find that information everywhere. I mean, you can, but it's super nice to have that readily available right there so you know what you're dealing with. Now we have manual stabilizers on here. That's going to be another way to make this budget friendly. They use those forever. There's nothing wrong with them, in my opinion, at all. We've got our water heater located back here, and let's see if this has the electric function. Also, it does, so they didn't cheapen out there either. This has electric and gas function, this water heater. This is going to be a 6-gallon gas electric Suburban. And then our power adapter is here. Obviously, this is our cord. It comes with a 25-foot electrical cord. I like when they put them in the back of the coach. Typically, the posts are in the back of the campsite, so that makes it so you don't have to have so much cord. Spare tire here. Never buy an RV without a spare tire. I think it's silly that that's even an option. Every RV should have a spare tire. Back here we have our coax input, so if that campground is offering cable satellite hookup, you can hook up right to there. Coming along this side, we have another stabilizer on this rear corner. We have our black and gray sewer outlets here, and then above that we have our city water connection, our black tank flush. I don't love that they put these side by side and make them the exact same color. Just really got to pay attention with those. You don't want to get the two of those mixed up. Okay, moving along to the slide out here. We're going to go up to the front and check out the other side of that pass-through that goes all the way through underneath of the bed there. And then one thing I didn't mention here, and I want to, this slide-out mechanism, this is what they call a through frame slide-out mechanism that goes all the way through. This might be boring to some, but I've mentioned it a lot of times. These are my favorite mechanism. They seem to be the most reliable in time, easier to adjust, and so on. So I like that. Coming along the front here, we've got a plain metal front, diamond plate on the bottom for those rock chips and such. Battery trays located right behind this. Dual propane tanks. Okay, so propane tanks here, they trick you. They put a 30-pound cover on two 20-pounders. Now, majority of people take forever to go through a propane tank. So I feel, and I'm not just saying this, I really feel that the 20-pounders are better because they're easier to move around. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more RV videos like this.